I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. Welcome back to the pod. As you know, this is the most fun way to learn about life's leadership lessons. You know what another fun way is? My newsletter. Go to thebestleadershipnewsletter.com and subscribe there. It's informative. It's fun. You'll smile. You'll think. Maybe you'll even snort with laughter every now and then. Give it a shot. Today, though, I want to talk to you about Clark. See, Clark is the CEO of an $80 million company, and honestly, he's really good at fixing problems. That's kind of why he became CEO of this company. Clark is my client. I'm his leadership coach. Also, Clark isn't his real name, so don't bother trying to figure out who he is. Anyway, Clark is considering a merger with another company because there's limitations with his company's technology, and he thinks he can overcome these issues with the merger. He may be right, he may be wrong, he knows that. So he tasked his leadership team to do an analysis of this potential transaction. They did their best and presented their results to him on the date he asked them to. But Clark wasn't happy with what they told him. See, what the team showed him didn't have the information in the way Clark wanted to see it. So he had the team do the research and present it again, and again, and again. The team ended up pretty confused. They felt like they were doing exactly as they were instructed to, but Clark kept telling them they were doing it wrong. And the deadline to make a decision was approaching pretty quickly. The team was frustrated with Clark. Clark was frustrated with the team. And with the sand quickly dripping out of the hourglass, Clark decided to do the work himself. Now, I heard all about this yesterday while Clark was venting to me on our Zoom call and telling me how useless his team was and how he has to continually come in to save the day. He described it all to me as if he were some kind of hero or something. You know what? Let's hold off on Clark for a second because I want to tell you a story about the Olympics. In 1984, the Summer Olympics were held in Los Angeles. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a bomb that was planted on the bus of Turkey's Olympic team. It could have been an enormous tragedy. But thanks to LAPD officer Jimmy Wade Pearson, the bomb was discovered before it was detonated. And as the only officer available at the scene, Pearson actually pulled out the wires from the bomb and then ran the bomb out onto a runway before it could explode and injure people. He risked his life, and he risked an Olympic catastrophe. If that's not heroic, I don't know what is. Needless to say, Pearson was hailed as a hero. He saved the day. Jimmy P for the win. That lasted 24 hours, because the next day, Officer Jimmy Wade Pearson was arrested for planting the bomb himself. As it turns out, all Pearson wanted was to be seen as a hero. And to do that, he created a scenario that needed a hero to save the day, and then he made sure he was that savior. And that's how the concept of hero syndrome was born. Hero syndrome is a problem in the workforce. Great leaders are not heroes. At least they shouldn't be. Being a hero isn't the job of leadership. And there's a simple reason for this, and it comes down to the purpose of a hero. Every hero needs a villain. You can't be a hero without one. So if you want to be a hero and there is no villain, you have to create one. When a leader needs to be the hero, they'll find villains. It could be clients or the board or competitors, but eventually, given enough time, the leader will run out of external villains. They'll be forced to turn internally and vilify their employees. That's bad. It's really, really bad. And that's exactly what my client Clark was doing with his team. Truthfully, hero syndrome happens all the time with different levels of severity. I see it far too much in my executive coaching business. The leaders who want to be heroes will set up their teams to fail so that they can step in and save the day. I want to thwack them across the face. Now, trust me, being the hero feels great. I get it. I love being the hero. You get admiration, you get validation, you get recognition. It's awesome. But heroism could be a drug. The more you get, the more you want. And the more you want, the less effective it becomes. Soon you don't even realize you're trying to be the hero. Your focus isn't on what you did to succeed, but on what others did to fail. And here's the problem. Leaders with hero syndrome end up micromanaging, disempowering others, and undermining people's autonomy. The more they do it, the worse it gets. Let me be clear. Hero syndrome leaders are toxic. Great leaders are not the hero. They're actually the guide. The true heroes are the people they serve who are on the front line doing the work. As a leader, it's your job to create the conditions that allow your team to win. In fact, I'd probably say that's your most important job. And that's why you can't be the hero, because other people can't win if you're the one who needs to be the hero. And if they can't win, they can't grow. And if they don't grow, you're not a good leader, period, end of story. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you're in a meeting where you find yourself problem solving with your team, ask yourself this quick question. Am I acting like a hero or am I acting like a guide? And hey, if you're in a Star Wars mood, maybe go with, like Yoda am I being, or like Luke? If you're not the guide, you need to shift the spotlight. Stop being the one with all the answers and start asking more questions. Praise your team, encourage them, empower them, and most importantly, stop rescuing people from problems they can solve themselves. After my conversation with Clark, he went back to his team. He apologized for the runaround and asked them what more they needed to give him the analysis he was looking for. And here's the crazy thing. It turns out it wasn't that the team was giving Clark bad information. It's that Clark didn't want to acknowledge its accuracy. And that merger decision, it was made within the week. And it was mostly made by the team with Clark as their guide, not as their savior. The best leaders don't save the day. They create the conditions for others to save it themselves. So stop looking for villains to vanquish and start looking for heroes to guide. If this hit home, consider becoming a paid subscriber and joining the Curious Leaders Building Better Habits. Join the Best Leadership community at thebestleadershipnewsletter.com. Can't wait to see you there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.